newhealth.org/careers. New Health, bringing healthcare into communities and communities into healthcare since 1978.
KCHW thanks New Health for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Fired Up Pizza. Fired Up Pizza, located at 206 East Main Avenue in downtown Chewelah, offers craft beverages and brick oven fired pizza, including a variety of sandwiches, salads, pasta, and homemade soups. Featuring weekly events such as bingo, karaoke, and live music. Fired Up Pizza also has space for your private event and offers both in-house and off-site catering services. Open daily at 11:30 a.m. for lunch and dinner. For more information, visit their Facebook page or contact Fired Up Pizza at 509-936-9121. Fired Up Pizza is a proud supporter of public radio in Stevens County.
Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChewelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at ChewelahFlooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
Was that a baby sneeze? Hey everybody, it's time for the morning show. Good morning. It's your Friday KCHW morning show. It is Friday, Scott. It's April 5th. Do you believe it's April 5th already?
I cannot believe it's April 5th already.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And you know, we're having some it's cooling down a little bit, getting some rain. I know you went through pretty much a blizzard yesterday. How'd that turn out?
Like a giant slushy. Like 6 inches of slush. So I went outside after the show, and the snowblower it was just too much slush.
Yeah.
You know, and it would have been perfect, like snowman making snow almost, because it stuck together so well. So I thought, okay. And then I took, I think, because you know my hands don't work very well, I took two shovelfuls, and I went, yep, I'm waiting for it to melt. So that other picture I sent you, like where my car was buried, it's kind of like the same thing, but it's melting good this morning. So.
Wow, it seems so late. And you were saying yesterday that's unseasonal. That's not normal.
Well, you know, it's Chewelah's had some snowstorms in March, and maybe some flurries in April, and we're almost at the same parallel, but a little more winter here typically. But winter really didn't start in Maine until around March 20th. I mean, it was super mild. You'd get a little skiff of snow. It'd melt the next day. That was our entire winter. And since March 20th, it has been miserable.
Wow. We had pretty much.
Hopefully this is the last of it.
Right? We had pretty much the same winter for most of it, but then it just kind of got nice and warmer. So
I'm thrilled. I wish I had a camera where I could record the sun, because our forecast over here is lightened up, and we've got this snow rain mix now until Sunday, and then we got a partly cloudy day Sunday, and then clear skies Monday for the eclipse. Everybody around here is excited.
I saw a really cool graphic. It was from Airbnb, and it was it was a map with red dots of everywhere in the United States that all the Airbnbs are sold out. And there is a solid red streak all the way along that path of totality.
Yep.
Like,
It took with these little cabins here, I think 24 hours.
Mm-hmm. Once
I put them up, 24 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, almost every Airbnb in that strip along there is sold out. It's like almost 100% sellout, which is crazy.
Yeah. It's a big deal. There's no rooms. I talked to somebody from the city who said, like, people are calling like crazy, going, "Where can we get a room? Where can we get a room?" And they're like, "We're out."
Wow.
Yeah, crazy. A lot of people into this. Well, they say it isn't going to happen. It's very rare to have the sun, moon, earth alignment, and it won't happen again for 20 years. And to be able, I think I talked about this the other day, NASA's tagged people to watch animals. Anybody can go to their website and report what they see, and they really want pictures of the sun because it is the only time you can actually see the sun's atmosphere.
Oh, cool.
Yes. Yeah, you cannot see the sun's atmosphere until it's blocked out. And I've seen some pictures of it at the planetarium. It looks pretty cool and misty, like it's this dark circle with like mist coming out around the edges. And that's the atmosphere. And they want some better snapshots of it to help them with analyzing and figuring out how our sun totally works. So.
Oh, yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Well, you know what you could do, Scott, if your cabins are rented out, is pitch a tent, let someone sleep in the back seat of your car. You have
it's probably a little too cold and wet, muddy, all that kind of stuff for tents. And this town's weird. They don't allow campgrounds in the city limits. Now you can have an Airbnb, but no campgrounds in the city limits. Which I don't know if this was something they added in for problems with the homeless, which are sweeping the country and trying to keep, people from living in RVs on the streets and in people's yards and that kind of stuff. But kind of a goofy rule.
Yeah.
And I've got almost as much experience running campgrounds as I did in radio. So I would have loved to have been able to open up a little campground. It's, I've had some other jobs along the way, but they were never any fun.
Yeah.
The funnest jobs, obviously, radio doesn't pay well, as you know, but it is a lot of fun.
It is.
And then campgrounds. And what I found about that is because I've had jobs before where you've dealt with the public, whether it's retail or something like that. But working with the public in a campground setting, people are on vacation. And what I found is literally 99% of them are happy.
Yeah.
You run into, in a retail setting, unhappy people all the time. But camping, it was a rarity to get somebody that was going to be a jerk.
Right. Yeah, I've worked at a... I'm sorry, go ahead. No, I've worked at a few too, and yeah, I agree with that. And I worked at one that was right next to Dollywood. Like it actually shared the property line with Dollywood in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. And that one was fun because it was a U-shaped campground. It was really packed, a tourist area, and it was really kind of tight in there. I did maintenance, but one of my jobs was when a new guest would come in, they would call me on the radio. I'd go over there with my golf cart, and it was so tight that we kind of helped everyone back in. We wouldn't drive the vehicles, but we would help direct them in. And we would get, oh, I'm a truck driver. I've been driving a truck for 25 years. I can do this. I don't need your help. Always the worst ones backing in. Every time.
I got to drive one of those Prevost buses, like the ones that cost $500,000.
Yeah.
And this one, he was having a hard time. We only had a back. Usually something like that you put through a pull through. He was having a hard time, especially with the big old trailer on it. We had this big, long back end space. And so I got to drive that $500,000 Provost bus. And it had a tow on the back that was a half of a Provost bus. Mirrored the exact same way as the actual Provost bus. So I get this backed in for him, and I'm visiting with them, and I said, I really want to know what's in the back in your trailer bus. Mm-hmm. And he hits a button, and the automatic door goes up, and it's 2 floors.
Wow.
And on the bottom floor, he has a Ferrari.
Holy cow.
And on the top floor, he's got a big old four-wheeler and a really nice fishing boat.
Wow.
That lower, so he could back out the Ferrari and then lower the boat and then had the four-wheeler to pull the boat. It was a smaller boat. So he could get into the water. I was like, yeah, that's how the rich live. Must be nice.
Wow. I think my favorite was this woman. She came in, she'd never backed in a trailer in her life. Never, ever. And she was so terrified she was shaking and having panic attacks. And we were absolutely not allowed to get behind the vehicle and drive. Our insurance wouldn't cover it. So I just told her, close your eyes. I rolled down the window and I stood right by her window the whole time. And I said, just close your eyes and listen to my voice. And she's like, no, you're crazy.
Same creepy thing he said to me.
Right? No, but I got her. She listened to me, and she did really good. We went really slow, and she backed that trailer in first shot perfectly with her eyes closed. Just listen to my voice, and she was so grateful. And it was just she was crying because she was so scared. And
well, the next day she tried it at a different campground, Chuck, and without you, and it didn't go so well.
Right.
In fact, that maintenance man said, "Hey, you should probably do that with your eyes open."
Well, the last guy did it with my eyes closed, and it worked great. So I thought I'd try that again.
I'm going to drive like this everywhere.
Yeah.
All right. There, we covered campgrounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
All right. Should we do some weather? 49 today. Steady rain this morning. Showers continuing this afternoon. 80% chance of precip. Light winds. Cloudy skies tonight. Down to 38 degrees. Then for your Saturday, showers, 51 and 35. Sunday, mostly cloudy, 57 and 34, but only a 15% chance of precip. And then on Monday right now, 58 and 44, a low, partly cloudy. And that looks like it is on your agenda for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So from the 7th all the way through the 13th, partly cloudy skies and warm temperatures, 60 to 71 degrees.
I'll take that.
All right.
I will take that. Right. A little sun here and there might be nice, but yeah, I'll take that mid 60s, low 70s. Perfect.
All right. So we just had news. It's Friday. Let's skip the news headlines for now. Maybe we'll come back to them and move into some of the funny stuff. And Chuck, I want to start off with my horrible horoscope. Okay.
Okay.
And it needs a warning in front of it. It says, if you love astrology, are easily offended, and or have no sense of humor, this might make you gassy. Or a little angry.
I think we have that effect on lots of people in the morning, Scott.
Right, so this is for anybody that's a Gemini like me, right? It's not that your kids don't love you, Gemini. It's that they have no need for you anymore.
Oh. That stings.
It happens when you get older, yeah.
Yep.
They're so preoccupied with the Googles and the Facebooks, they don't need you to teach them about making pasta, building some wicked bookshelves, or even fly fishing.
Aw.
Yeah, heck, we know your kids would rather play video games than go fly fishing. Listen, Gemini, the stars don't think this is such a bad thing. Sure, your kids don't need you, but who says you need them? You don't. They're cramping your style. Why hang out with your 6-year-old grandson when he can't even go to your favorite bar? Sure, your 12-year-old granddaughter's good at riding her bike, but can she be your getaway driver when you knock over that convenience store around the corner?
No, she can't. Nope.
No. So don't waste your old age on the young, Gemini. You've got better things to do. That's horrible.
That's very valuable advice, Scott.
Yeah, it's not that your kids don't love you. They just don't need you anymore. Horrible.
Hey, I know we skipped news headlines, but there is one I want to catch. It's local news.
Okay.
This was just released by the WIAA. They just released the RPI rankings for the 2B division baseball teams. Chihuahua ranked number 3 in the state.
No way.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, and this is on our Facebook page. You can go and read the whole story. But yeah, essentially they've in the last 5 games, Chihuahua has scored 30 runs while allowing only 8. Yeah, and they've had a winning streak. They've won all their last 5 games in that stretch. So good job, guys.
Huge.
Yeah.
That's huge in baseball. 30. Wow, big numbers.
It is. They're doing great. Fantastic this year. Good job, guys.
All right. Thanks for that little bit of local news, Chuck. All right. Are we streaming on Facebook this morning? Because our live button is not. I went to check that story, and I don't see our little icon that says we're live. So I don't think you pressed the right buttons this morning.
Dang it, Scott.
I'm loaded though.
Thank you.
Oh no! We suck again!
Why do I keep doing that, Scott? I think it's since I've switched to our new streaming software. I don't know. I'm blaming it on that.
Okay.
But even though that
All
really
right,
has
we are up now
nothing to do with it.
On Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, and on our website, kchw.org. Let's see. I'll play this.
Disappointed!
But you only missed a couple jokes, and they weren't that good.
If you want to go back, we were on YouTube. You can go back after the show and catch the beginning.
Like you missed something.
Yeah, it's that separate button. Facebook makes you push a whole button. I have to push, Scott.
Yeah, a whole button other than the other ones, where everything else you can like direct to streaming. Facebook's makes you go to a special page, but it's kind of good because you get to see it, make sure the audio's working, and then they cut you loose.
I'm going to put a note on my forehead every day. So when I look at myself in the camera, I'll write it backwards so it reads properly. Push that button.
Wait a minute.
There seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
Zero. None at all.
All right. You feel like rolling out some jokes this morning then, Chuck?
I do, Scott. I do.
All right. I compiled some kids' favorite jokes, and let's go back and forth on these.
All right. So these were some kids' jokes. Yeah.
I already said that.
You did. I just realized that as I was saying it. So I see words on the page and I read them, Scott.
Okay.
So two fish were in a tank. One of them says, "How do you drive this thing?" Oh.
All right. I forgot to. We're not going to say that one. I thought I cut it out. Okay. And can you believe that's a kid's joke? But it could go horribly awry on the radio.
That is.
Because it sounds too close to another word. So I'm going to skip that one and say, did you hear about that kidnapping?
What about him?
What about it?
What about it? What about?
He woke up.
Oh.
Right. See, you can lead a DJ to water, but you cannot make him drink.
Or help with the joke, apparently.
Okay, let's see if I can help you.
What do you call a fly with no wings?
I don't know, Chuck.
A walk.
Oh, you
man.
got me. Oh, I've done this one before.
Yep.
All right, what did the Spanish fireman name his two sons?
What did he call his two sons, Scott?
Jose and Jose B.
That's so old.
So bad.
Scott, what's brown and sticky?
I don't know.
A stick.
Oh, thank God.
These are ones my kids told when they were 3, Scott.
All right. I never heard this one out of one of my kids, but I like it. Why do ducks have feathers, Chuck?
Why do that? I've always wondered, Scott.
To cover their butt quacks.
I may have said it before, but one of my favorite little kid jokes of all time. Scott, what did the farmer say when he lost his tractor?
I don't know.
Where's my tractor? It's not a funny one, but when you hear a 3-year-old say it, it's hilarious.
Can I say do a Polish joke?
Probably not. I don't know. Go ahead.
Did you hear the one about the Polak who lost his chewing gum in the chicken coop?
No, I didn't, Scott.
He thought he found it 5 times.
Ew.
Okay.
There seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
Yeah, that's what you get. That's what you tuned in for.
That's gross.
And of course, this Chuck was just telling me one of the Chihuahua's Got Talent entrants that came in yesterday is going to do some poetry, and here's Chuck with an example of bad poetry.
Yes, or good poetry, depending on how you look at it, Scott.
That's true.
So the Final Four is here. March Madness is nearly done. Soon the players can get back to the books. Most still haven't looked at page 1. Wow.
Wow, Chuck, that was mean.
That's a bold assumption. I bet you they're all very good students, Scott.
Yes, I bet.
Every one of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, 4 things that we didn't know yesterday. First one, there was once a cardboard tube fighting league that hosted tournaments and battles where cardboard tube fighters fought one-on-one in an attempt to break their opponent's tube without breaking their own. Me and the kids do this every Christmas.
Sign me up. Scott.
We do this every Christmas. It's the favorite thing after wrapping presidents. President. Yeah, I'd like to wrap a few presidents.
Right?
And send them somewhere else. No, but that was the big deal. After presents were wrapped every year, me and the kids, sword fights.
You know, one of the big things in our house is we put them up to our mouth and we go doo doo doo, and we make noises with them, and then the dogs just come running and just launch and grab those things from us, and then we play with the dogs and smack the dogs, and they love it.
It's always good to do the. Let's see if I can change this on the fly. I guess not. It's always good to do the Ricola through the tube.
Yeah. I just generally yodel a little bit, you know.
Okay, excellent. All right, 4 things you didn't know yesterday. The human eye can see about 10 million different colors. Oh, come on, there's not that many colors.
I think there is.
Okay. In Hawaii, you can experience sunny beaches and snowy mountains on the same island.
Mm-hmm. I know.
I have a buddy who's got some property on the Big Island, and he says sometimes it's like miserable down at the beach, but you go up to his place up in the mountains, and it's 10, 15 degrees cooler, just like everywhere else.
I remember my dad grew up in California surfing, and he would tell me stories about going, skipping school usually and going up and skiing in the morning, and then hitting the afternoon on the beaches.
Oh.
So, yeah.
It sounds like 2013 Republican representative from Washington State proposed a $25 bicycle tax because the act of riding a bike results in greater emissions of carbon dioxide from the rider. He later apologized. Good for you.
All right, I apologize. I'm really, really sorry.
Yeah. No, we don't want to hear it.
I really want the name. I want their name. I want to publicly shame them.
Speaking of public shaming, Roseanne Barr is now, I guess, has a residency at Mar-a-Lago.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's several that live there. Her, Marjorie Taylor, Bobart, Howley, Lindsey Graham. That's where all the crazies camp. But she started doing that thing about Democrats stealing babies and drinking their blood. What kind of lunatic puts that kind of stuff out there?
Right.
Right.
I've heard the same thing about atheists,
Wow.
Yeah.
And then this is a shame. This is, I mean, if you're supporting President Trump, this should gross you out. And I realize they all do it, but it's gotten to obscene levels. Trump's throwing a dinner to raise money for all the money he owes in lawsuits. And the plate to set at his table, $800,000.
Holy cow.
To have dinner and set next to him.
You'd have to pay me $800,000.
This is so you're going to have, we've got people that can't afford to buy food anymore. We've got a huge homeless problems, and these people are blowing $800,000 on a plate of food by a drooler.
Drooler.
This is horrible. This needs to stop. All right. You can benefit from wisdom, and here comes Chuck Ritchie to deliver it to you.
Yeah. So like you said, these are some good wisdom and good tips in general in life. Yeah.
You can insert my name in front of the first one. It's okay.
So Scott is in shape. Round as a shape, right?
Hey.
You're not that round, Scott.
I'm getting less round every day.
Good.
Except for my head, it'll always be shaped like a basketball.
Also, egg is a shape too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have you ever noticed if you blow in a dog's face when he gets mad, or when you blow in a dog's face when he gets mad at you, but when you take him in a car, he sticks his head out of the window?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. They hate it when you blow in their face, but they'll take a blow dryer, a car, or anything.
I like it. I like doing it to mine because they go and they pop their jaws, and it's hilarious. So I have 6 locks on my door, Scott. They're all in a row, and then when I go out, I lock every other one and figure out. No matter how long somebody stands there picking the locks, they're always going to lock at least 3 of them.
That's actually brilliant.
That really is. That really is. Nobody would ever. That is like the most secure thing I've ever heard of. They show you how detergent take out blood stains, but I think if you've got a T-shirt with blood stains all over it, laundry's probably not your problem here.
Should probably burn that shirt. Yeah, just saying.
Get rid of the evidence, or maybe rethink your decisions,
or turn yourself in. It's okay.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Ask people why they have deer heads on their walls, and they tell you it's because they're such beautiful animals. I think my mom is beautiful, but I only have a photograph of her on the wall.
That's a good thing.
Hey, Mom, looking good today. Wow. Wow, Norman. So a lady came up to me on the street, pointed at my suede jacket, and said, "Don't you know a cow was murdered for that jacket?" I responded, "I didn't know there were any witnesses. Now I'll have to eliminate you too."
Ooh.
Oh.
All right. Here's some posts from parents. They're supposed to be good. Hope they are. This lady says, if you're wondering if mom brain is real, I just put perfume on for a Zoom meeting. Sit with that. Yeah, you only have to do your hair. No perfume necessary.
I don't even put on pants for Zoom meetings.
Anyone that says there's no stupid questions and never had to explain to a 5-year-old why there are no pink bananas 267 times a day.
Wow.
My toddler is so effective at preventing me from getting any work done that she's legally considered a member of Congress.
Oh.
Ooh.
Ooh, I like that one.
That is actually perfect.
That is really good.
People in Congress have to be the laziest people on the planet.
I don't know. Have you seen how hard they work sometimes to not get things done? I mean, there are times if they just sat in a room with their arms crossed in silence, more stuff would get done than what they do.
I think when it's time for them to be effective, we should lock them in and not open the doors till they've solved all the problems.
I don't. Would that work, or would we just open it up?
We might eliminate Congress. Well, at least the problem might take care of itself.
The room would be full of smoke. There'd be bodies strewn about. People fighting it over for the last cup of coffee. I think it might get ugly, Scott.
I've got some other ideas in my head. I'm gonna leave it alone though. Okay. All right.
That's a good idea.
Before this parent says, before you go crazy on those baby making plans, just remember children need to be fed 3 times a day. Think about it and think about it hard. 3 times a day.
3?
3.
You have to feed them every day?
I fed my kids that much. And today you can't afford.
No.
You can't afford to feed your kids 3 meals a day. Have you seen the price of food?
Oh, yeah.
I came back with 2 bags. Now they were slightly oversized than your typical, grocery bag, the cloth one. So they were larger ones, but 2 of them just stacked to the top, nothing sticking out of them. $100. $100.
On the plus side, Scott, it does make going out to eat at a restaurant seem more affordable now.
It does, because that was like 2 days worth of food.
Because it's the same price as going to the grocery store now.
Yeah.
And the same price as fast food now. So,
all right. This best parenting post is from Dad. It says, Ben starts baseball practice tomorrow, so I start my bi-weekly praying for rain.
Please let it rain. I don't want to go.
This is true for a lot of guys. That special moment in Dad's life when he looks at his kids and realizes, hey, they're finally tall enough to get me a beer out of the fridge. That's something my dad never asked me to do. Kid's 14, still can't reach the top shelf.
Scott, go get the stool. I need a beer.
Oh, well, that would have worked. All right. All right. 95% of my conversations with my wife involve a child's bowel movements. So, no, the romance isn't dead.
Alive and well. And then, but then when the kids get older, that goes away and you start talking about your own bowel movements with your spouse.
Here's one from a parent says, Dear English language, I'm proposing the word sleep be dropped from the word sleepover.
Yep. Yep.
And toddlers, if you've never had one, are like puppies who wear shoes and can talk.
There you go.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, dogs are like toddlers without shoes that can't talk.
Ooh.
They just stare at you and whine and can't tell you what they want.
It kind of goes back in both ways.
Kind of like
it?
toddlers.
Yeah. All right. Bad Boyfriends with Chuck Ritchie. And you're not talking about me, are you?
No. Of course not.
Okay.
So if you ever wonder why your boyfriend isn't up to acceptable standards, here's a few clues for you. These are ways to tell that you're stooping too low. If your guy borrows money from you to take his buddies out for beers, wow, that's a red. These are some serious red flags.
Yeah.
Oh, if he hits on your friends in front of you,
It was just a goof. Come on, it was just a goof.
these are more than red flags. These are stop signs. If he thinks toothpaste and soap are sometimes things, I use them on an as-needed basis.
Yeah, I just don't need them today.
Well, honey, you need it. Yep. If he only looks good to you in the dark. Maybe he's really funny, or he's got a good personality, or lots of money. I don't know. If he laughs like a brain-damaged hyena at his own jokes. Oh, I guess
That's me.
Yeah, I guess you and I aren't safe here.
Yeah, that's me.
If he wonders why he and his ex can't all hang out together.
It's a lot of fun.
We've grown to be really good friends since we broke up last month. Wow.
All right, chances are you're going out this weekend, taking care of errands, maybe doing something fun. Maybe you'll do one of these things. And here's your tip on how much you should tip. American adults were asked whether they tip certain categories of workers or not. Chuck, you tell me if you agree with that. And, of course, the first one is the most popular. Restaurant staff. 87% of people said they tip them. Who wants to wait on the other 13%?
Not I.
No.
And it seems like, not in all cases, but the proportion of wealth from the person from the customer is decreases with their tip.
You're saying rich people typically tip less.
Yeah, the richer they are, the less they tip.
Okay.
It seems not always. Sometimes people just can't afford it.
A long time ago, and I think it's maybe the changing times and you can't keep up and the times keep changing. But I remember when I was really young and waiting tables, the worst. I would cringe every time it happened. And sorry, ladies, love you, but a table of elderly women were always the worst tippers. Now I don't know if that's changed. It's been 35, 40 years since I waited a table, but at the time it was cringeworthy. It was just, if you had a table of elderly ladies, you knew you were not going to make a good tip on that.
Here's a quarter, Sonny.
That kind of stuff. Yeah.
Some of them though, I've waited on tables like that.
I'm not saying all, but I'm saying in general, it was to a point where it would make me cringe when it happened. Yeah, because it happened so often.
I've had some of those
where they get nicely surprised. Yeah, so.
I have had some where they're just really sweet and you don't care. I mean, you care a little, but yeah.
The best tip I ever got was the person who told me, you should probably get another job because you're a horrible waiter.
Oh, wow.
It was true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember once I was waiting on a big table and I just kind of zoned out. It was a big table come in. It was really slow and I was outside taking a break and I came back into like a 12 top. And I wasn't expecting it and I walked up to the table and I just stood there. And just kind of got lost, and just eventually my eyes wandered up to the ceiling or something, and they were like, "Hello, hello." And I'm like, "Oh yes," it was crazy.
You're like, "I'm sorry, I just smoked that cigarette too fast."
Yeah, that must have been it.
All right, somebody else to tip. Your hairstylist, Chuck. That's a bad question for you.
I'd say yes, definitely.
Okay. Bartender, you better.
Only 62% said yes to a bartender.
Wow, there's some cheap people out there. A food app delivery, 61%. So there's a lot of people. I wouldn't. They're tracking that now. I read in an article. So if you are a bad tipper, it's going to show up to the Uber driver and stuff. Yeah. And he might push you back.
Just kind of drive by and throw your food out the window.
Yeah. All right. Coffee shop employees, 60% say, you should tip them.
Absolutely.
60% also for taxi, Uber, and limo drivers. Valet, 54%. These are all jobs that are kind of, I was thought they might throw a couple different ones in there, but definitely all jobs that need to be tipped.
Yep.
Beauty treatment provider, manicures, pedicures, waxing, etc., 41%. Although and I could see why that one's a little low because they charge a lot of money for that stuff. Sometimes you can get to a point where asking for a tip on top of something when you charge pretty high rates for that service gets to be extreme. So.
Like our dog groomer, we do tip, but it's already like $200 because we got big dogs and they're really shaggy, and it's already like $250. And then
it's not on the list.
A tip on top of that, yeah. Well, I conclude that under beauty treatment provider, Scott.
Okay. New furniture and appliance delivery. 38% say they tip them, and I don't think that's really something you need to tip for. Unless you've asked them to go up above and beyond, or you have 42 stairs to get the fridge up, then definitely you should do something for them.
I had some furniture delivered a couple years ago, and they left. They pulled up their big truck. It was a refrigerator, and they pulled all the packaging off the refrigerator, threw it in the middle of the street, threw trash in the middle of the street. And when they left, I was picking it all up because I didn't want all the trash sitting out in the street. There was a Pepsi cup, a paper cup sitting on the ground, picked it up full of chew.
Ew.
And it ran all down my arm. Ooh, that company got a call.
Oh,
yeah, they got
nice
a call.
Eyes.
Yeah. They gave me $400 back from the refrigerator, though, because of it. So.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a score.
Yeah.
All right. Spa treatment providers, massages, facial, skin treatments, they say 35% of people say they tip them.
Yeah. Never had one.
Never had a spa treatment.
No,
right.
No. Well, I've had
not
one.
Even, not even in high school. Where they put your head in the toilet and give you a swirly.
Oh yeah, I tipped him for that.
Yeah, it's a spa treatment. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, I waited till I was a little older and stronger, and then tipped him right in the nose. No, I didn't.
All right, up ahead we got a little bit of trivia today because we got some something fun for Chuck, and let's see. Let's do those news headlines we skipped. That does it for bits and breaks today.
Actually, can I add one to that? There's one I want to add to that that's not on there. Is your tattoo artist, a tattooist?
Oh,
and that is definitely one that tips because a lot of times not included. Well, it is included in the price, but they do your artwork and revisions on your artwork, and there's a lot of stuff they do outside of the time they actually spend tattooing you. So,
okay.
Tip your tattoo artist.
I suppose there's some extra stuff on the side. Yeah. All right. You should also tip your local DJ.
Indeed.
Not over. All right. And the kind of tips we like are donations to the public radio station. You can do that today at kchw.org. There's a link right there. Makes it real easy.
There you go.
All right. Taking a look at news headlines from today. Says cold weather is projected for both coasts with rain and snow in California and harsh winds across the Northeast. Donald Trump suffered legal setbacks in his Georgia and Florida cases yesterday, capping off a week of court losses for him after the previous week getting a lot of hand-me-ups. All right, former president's facing 4 criminal indictments, lots of other lawsuits too. In the election interference case, a Georgia judge ruled that Trump's First Amendment right to protest the results of the 2020 presidential election did not protect him from the state's charges. That's in Georgia. In Florida, after being threatened by the DOJ that they were going to, making moves that would help Judge Eileen Cannon be dismissed from the case, she turned around and rejected efforts to dismiss the case over the Presidential Records Act, saying it didn't allow Trump to keep the documents once federal authorities asked for them back. And that one, you've got to read the story. It's our legal systems, it's got protections in there, but there's some things that are messed up that allow for these constant delay tactics to keep happening. And this one, as far as that Presidential Record Act, if she would have allowed that, that would have given the DOJ attorney an opportunity to get the case her dismissal from the case.
Mm-hmm.
And some people are looking at that as she made that ruling to protect herself. And to keep being the judge for the case.
Right.
All right. In the hush money case, New York judge denied Trump's efforts earlier this week to delay the trial until after the Supreme Court rules whether he's protected by presidential immunity. It's set to begin on April 15th.
Okay.
In case you missed it, I haven't even had a chance to hear the song yet. Beyonce released a surprise remix of her new hit song, Texas Hold'em, off of her cowboy album, Cowboy Carter. Features a new beat, different second verse, and an altered outro. Have you heard the song?
I have. I've actually downloaded it into our playlist.
All right.
Not the new version. I'm finding out about that just now, but the actual version from the released album. Yeah.
I will listen for it.
Yeah.
White House said it's asking Congress to allow the federal government to cover 100,000% of the Baltimore bridge cleanup and reconstruction costs ahead of President Biden's visit to the site today. Is Baltimore out of money?
Probably. Everybody's out of money right now.
It's just kind of weird. All right. Israel announced that it will open additional aid routes into Gaza following a high-stakes call between Biden and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. And after their phone call, he immediately did that. So there must have been some kind of threat or veiled threat in there from Biden to make him jump up and say they're redoing this, and we're going to open up all these lines.
This whole thing is really it's not a good look for Israel, and it's not, historically, they're not really going to look good with the stuff they've been doing.
No. I mean, they had a right to some kind of to make some kind of response to what happened to them, but I don't think this is the response. It should have been more selective and more targeted instead of just attacking everyone.
Right.
All right. New York report shows that 57 nations and companies have produced 80% of global carbon emissions since 2016. So this is nations and corporations. Among the U.S. entities on the list, any guess what a group of industries they come out of?
Let me guess. Oil companies.
Yeah, Chevron and Exxon on top of the list.
And I wasn't even reading along with you.
Yeah. Easy guess. Sorry.
Yeah.
Should have saved it for trivia. All right. And Boeing.
We do have a lot of hot air coming out of KCHW studios.
We should bottle it.
Right.
Boeing paid Alaska Airlines $160 million this week after that door plug blew out in January, led to thousands of canceled flights. Airline said it expects additional future payouts to Alaska Airlines. They're not even fighting it or making them take them to court. Yep, it's on us.
I was I was scheduled for one of those canceled flights. Where's my cut?
Ooh.
We had to wait an extra day.
Well, it's not going to the people. It's good because they're saying Alaska lost money.
Yeah,
so
I know. I lost valuable time.
All right. What's happening today? Period drama Mary and George, starring Julianne Moore and Nicholas Galitzine, premiering on Stars. Monkey Man, the action thriller co-written and directed by and starring Dave Patel, is in theaters. And the NCAA Women's Tournament on ESPN, South Carolina and New York State playing at 7 p.m. Eastern, while Iowa and UConn are on at 9:30 p.m. Eastern on Yahoo Sports. Red Sox playing the Angels at 9:38 p.m. Eastern on NESN. I've never even heard of that one.
I don't know.
Wow.
I think it's an NBC affiliate.
Okay. Wow. After sweeping their series, that's the Red Sox playing the Angels after sweeping their series against the A's. All right.
Cool.
Go. Let's see. You might not be able to enjoy the eclipse, Chuck, but you know what you can enjoy?
What can I enjoy, Scott?
Free food across the country in honor of the eclipse.
Really?
Of course, they're like 2 buy one, get one free offers. Burger King's in there, Chili's, Cracker Barrel, Pizza Hut. All sorts of restaurants this weekend through Monday doing eclipse specials. And it's not just in the path of totality. It's across the country. So
very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Any of those that we would actually want to eat at, Scott? I'm kidding.
All right, Chuck, you have you ever had a messy neighbor that maybe their mess causes you just embarrassment or it's gross to look at?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
All right.
And occasionally I am that neighbor. So sorry, neighbors.
You might not have never had a neighbor like this one. I'm going to pull it. This is a bonus if you're watching any of the video feeds today as I switch to it from my view.
Holy cow.
Look at that house, Chuck, and describe
Holy
it
cow.
to the listener.
It looks like they have an overpopulated flock of sheep in their backyard from a satellite view. But
It is.
I do not believe
never
those are
seen a
sheep.
yard that messy.
Are those all trash bags?
Those are all trash bags.
Wow.
So the house is fenced on both sides. And except for a little area in the front and where there's some shrubs, the entire yard filled up with literally a mountain worth of trash. And of course, the neighbors have gone nuts, complaining to the city. They're worried about insects and rodents and smell. And they said it just keeps growing and growing and growing. They must have really hate to walk to the garbage can, or they stopped paying their pickup fees.
Imagine the smell.
Wow.
And I think I see the roof of a car peeking out under there.
Yeah, but you can't see the rest of it, just the top and some windows.
I did once when we were in Tennessee. We had a neighbor, not quite that bad, but pretty close. And he was.
Hyundai Sonata versus
Oh,
Honda.
that was me. Sorry.
Uh-oh. They also had some, substance abuse issues and anger control issues, and we had a lot of problems with that neighbor. But yeah, there were times when they finally were ordered by the police to leave the property. When we first bought our house, there were like these beautiful stone walkways that were there when we looked at it, but not when we moved in. And we figured, the previous owner must have changed their mind and taken them with them. That and curtains in the windows inside the house and furniture inside the house that fit perfectly in little nooks and crannies. It was an old house. As they were cleaning up and picking up all their stuff, we saw all that stuff that was supposed to have come with the house buried under trash in their backyard. Including the stuff from inside our house. So that neighbor had a key to our house.
Ooh.
Yep.
You got some crazy stories, Chuck.
Yeah. That was one of those. That was my psycho in my life that would still cause me anxieties if it ever popped back up in my life. Yep.
All right. If you're a regular listener, you know I love the space news. Couple stories real quick here. White House has directed NASA to lead efforts to help develop a standard time for the moon and of the other planets in the solar system as more companies and countries enter the space race. According to a recently released memorandum, the new time zone would be called Coordinated Lunar Time, or LTC, and it would be in place by the end of 2026. Can you imagine the day we're going, well, I want to call Joe. What time is it on the moon?
Oh, man, I hate doing this calculation. Have you ever noticed in a lot of sci-fi movies, they use our time and our dates and things like years and months and hours?
Doesn't work that way.
No.
All right. Standard lunar day is equivalent to 29.5 Earth days due to the moon's reduced gravity. A clock gains about 56 microseconds compared to 24 hours on Earth.
Oh, cool.
Right. I don't get the science, but I'll take it because they're scientists and I'm not. Also, teams from 3 companies separately conducted a year-long special study to develop a system that meets NASA's requirements through the preliminary design maturity project phase through an initial feasibility task order. This sounds like the government, doesn't it?
Right.
I'm just going to stop reading that. 3 companies have been penned to get in a race to invent the new moon car.
Moon car? I want a
moon car, because they're going to, or maybe a moon SUV.
The new 2024 moon SUV.
You'll score extra points if it's got a moon roof.
Oh.
3 companies will conduct a year-long study and deliver the information. It's Intuitive Machines. Let's see what the other one is. I had all 3 of the companies' names up here, but it looks like the computer skipped. Oh, Intuitive Machines, Lunar Outpost. That's a cool name for a company. And Venturi Astrolab.
Oh, that sounds so Astrolabby.
Wow, this is going to be easy for you then.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Aww.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
All right, let's start off with multiple choice, Chuck. It's called Spy the Lie. 3 statements. You tell me which one is a lie. All right.
All right.
And I'm going to cover my eyes so you can't tell when I'm lying. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
On the first 23 NASA astronauts, 21 were firstborns.
Mm-hmm.
In the year 1900, the average person slept about 8.5 hours a night. And Boston was the first U.S. city to hire a female police officer. Which one is the lie?
I'm going to go with the 8.5 hours of sleep at night, because who is getting that much sleep?
It was 1900.
The year 1900. I'm sorry. I thought I heard 2019.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I've actually read recently that people before modern electricity actually did get more sleep.
They did.
Okay. So I'm going to go with the first one.
The first one, Boston?
Yeah.
That is exactly right. And I'll
go.
give it to you since you were confused because I talked too fast.
That's okay.
Actual town that hired the first female police officer. Any guesses? Pretty progressive.
Is it Boston?
No, Boston was the lie.
Okay. No. So no. I'm kidding.
Forget
it. Was it Portland, Oregon?
No.
It
was L.A.
L.A.
was
Okay.
So Boston was the wrong answer.
I don't know why I said that, Scott. Boston was in my brain, and I was trying to answer wrong and win.
You like to blurt out things. It's okay.
Sometimes I just say stuff, Scott.
Just blurt it out. All right, this is fun. There are and I'm sorry, it's at your expense.
It is. That's okay. That's why I'm here.
Okay.
Yep.
There are 61 towns in the United States with this word in their names, and let's see. It's a type of bird.
It's a type of bird.
It's a type of bird.
Ooh, dove?
No, but that is an excellent guess. This would be a bird that you eat.
Chicken.
Oh, that'd be the first guess, but it is the wrong guess.
There is a town in Alaska called Chicken, Alaska. It has, I believe, a population of like 3 people.
I'd be chicken to live there.
It's a tourist destination. You can only get there by
another
train.
bird you eat?
Turkey.
Turkeytown, Alabama, and Turkeyfoot, Florida.
Nice.
All right. Another one about the year 1900.
Okay.
In 1900, the average U.S. person did this at age 47.
Retired.
No. Kinda.
Is it passed away?
Dead.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Average person died at age 47. Not a lot of healthcare back in 1900.
That was 1900?
Yeah.
So that's not even that long ago. Wow.
All right. Brain teaser, Chuck.
Okay.
Ouch. These hurt. Ow. All right.
Okay.
Forward, I'm heavy. Backward, I'm not. What am I?
Forward, I'm heavy. Backward, I'm not.
It's a word. A word for the answer, obviously, but it's a word.
It's a word. It's a word puzzle.
Yeah.
So
kind of like forward, backward, upside down, right side up, all that kind of stuff. Forward, I'm heavy. Backward, I'm not. What am I?
Okay. Oh man,
you're usually pretty good at these too.
Ton
is exactly right. Look at that. Wow. You've totally redeemed yourself from shouting out, Boston!
That was my second answer, Scott.
You should do that for the rest of the show. Anytime you're confused, just yell, Boston!
It does have ton in the end of it.
Ooh, yeah,
Boston.
okay. You got some bonus points now just for being clever.
It happens
should
occasionally.
I put the picture of the trash up, or should I go back to me?
Go back to you.
All right. Well, look at that. It's still trashy.
No, Scott, go back to... Okay.
I'm going to go back to the trash. Yeah, thanks.
Take the mask off, Scott.
All right, let's see if you do better with this Spy the Lie. India's national bird is the peacock. Okay. Between Thanksgiving and New Year's Day, Americans produce an extra 5 million tons of trash. The woodpecker is mentioned in the Bible 4 times. Which one's a lie?
I'm going to say the woodpecker thing.
Ooh, you are doing excellent.
All right. I know the India one is true.
Yeah, apparently it's okay to shoot them. God hates them.
Wow.
Just kidding.
Wow.
Sorry. That was a little too out there, wasn't it? All right. When woodpecker, why would you leave that out? It's not fair. All right.
Why would they include it, I guess, is the question.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Answer wrong and win, much like me.
Yep.
Okay? All right. You ready for these?
I am.
All right. What you use to wipe a runny nose?
A pair of cleats, of course.
Ow.
If it's running,
it needs answer cruel and win.
It needs a good pair of shoes if it's running. Right?
Oh, yeah. I get it now.
Yep.
Maybe I'm the slow one.
Right.
Okay. An event you'd like to see at the Olympics?
Oh, an event I'd like to see at the Olympics. I'm gonna go with oh gosh, I have it in my head. Pigeon, the homing pigeons.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I
thought you were going to say pigeon tossing.
Pigeon tossing.
If they fly, you win. If they don't, yeah, you lose.
You know what actually would be cool is like having it could be like an age event, like for certain age categories, loading the dishwasher, and then maybe train teenagers professionally to load the dishwasher properly.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. All right, something you can deduct from your taxes.
My dog's expenses, of course. Food, dog medical care, toys especially.
I think that should qualify.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the food, but I think dog medical care should be a write-off, totally.
The amount of money we spend on mail-order dog toys, crazy.
Well, that one's on you.
Yeah, I know. We have one of those monthly subscriptions. It's hard to cancel.
All right, last one. Something you might do while vacationing at a lake.
My taxes.
All right. Let's see. Another trivia question now.
Boston. Oh, sorry. That's the question.
Okay. We're going to skip that one. What's in common, Chuck? All right. Give you three things. You tell me what they have in common.
Okay.
Lucy, Snoopy, Charlie.
Charlie Brown.
Or
Peanuts?
The Peanuts. There you go.
That's right. I always forget it's called Peanuts. My whole life I call it Charlie Brown. It's Peanuts, yeah.
Poker, rummy, euchre.
They're types of card games.
Doctors, lawyers, basketball teams. That's a tough one.
Doctors, lawyers, basketball teams.
They all have the same thing.
College?
No.
Doctors, lawyers, and basketball teams.
They all have the same thing. They all do have this.
They all have agents.
No, after school's over, the basketball team, they don't have a game today, so they're going to go practices. That's right.
Okay, yep.
And isn't it scary that doctors and lawyers are practicing?
Right? And I say it all the time. You know what they call the person that graduates last from medical school?
Doctor.
Yeah. That's a scary thought, right?
Let's see. Forrest, Kelly, Olive.
Forrest, Kelly, Olive. Are these all people with the same last name?
No. Things that are.
The Kelly here is throwing me off. Like, as in the name Kelly?
No.
What is Kelly that's not a name?
That's the answer.
They're not names? I don't know.
If Kelly isn't the name of someone, it has to be a
noun? They're all nouns. It's
a color.
A color. Oh, okay. I had no idea Kelly was a color.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Never heard of that.
All right. What color is the forest?
Green.
Oh, my God. You got the answer, and you didn't say Boston.
Thanks, Scott.
All right. Forrest, Kelly, and Olive. Things that are green.
I think my brain went to, wasn't there an actor, Forrest DeKelly? Wasn't that
DeForest Kelly.
DeForest Kelly. Weren't they in MASH?
No, that was Star Trek, Bones, Dr. McCoy.
Oh, okay, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, okay.
All right, you can't one-up me on the Star Trek.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
Right.
I don't know how I got that one wrong, though.
Look where I'm sitting.
You're literally, yeah.
I'm literally on the bridge of the Enterprise today. Okay?
There you go.
All right, when we come back, maybe I'll change my background. Maybe not.
I don't think
maybe I like being spacey, and we'll see if Chuck can come up with one, maybe.
A background?
And we also have odd news, local birthdays all the way through the weekend, and we'll take a look and see what's new at the theater. But you got to stay right here. Northern Lights Public Radio. We are KCHW 102.7.
But you're stupid.
No, you're stupid.
Don't call me stupid. I'm sensitive.
Where's the car keys?
I'm not stupid. You're stupid.
No, you're stupid.
But you're stupid.
No, you're stupid.
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
Well, you don't see that every day.
It's 8:19.
Programming on KCHW is made possible in part by listeners like you and by
Country Chevrolet. Country Chevrolet, located at 880 South Main Street in Colville, is a full-service Chevrolet dealership, offering a wide range of new and pre-owned vehicles with at-home mobile test drive service available. In addition, Country Chevrolet also offers maintenance and service, vehicle rentals, and full auto detailing. More information is available at countrychevy.com or by calling 509-684-8400. KCHW would like to thank Country Chevrolet for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at CheWelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at CheWelahFlooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
The Public News Service Daily Newscast, April the 5th, 2024. I'm Mike Clifford. A case out of Oregon, soon to be heard by the U.S. Supreme Court, could have a major impact on how cities treat homelessness. The details now from our Eric Tiganoff.
Oral arguments for Johnson versus Grants Pass are scheduled for April 22nd. It concerns an ordinance in the city of Grants Pass that banned people from sleeping in public, including a prohibition on the use of blankets and pillows. Lauren Naldoza is with Oregon Food Bank, which filed an amicus brief with 15 other organizations in the state in support of the plaintiffs. He says homelessness isn't a lifestyle choice.
It's an involuntary state of being because there have been systems or crises like our housing crisis, our cost of living crisis, or personal crises that are impacting people across the state that converge together and make it harder for people to stay stably housed.
The 9th District Court ruled in favor of the plaintiffs that the Grants Pass law violates the 8th Amendment against cruel and unusual punishment. Supporters of the Grants Pass law say cities should be allowed to decide their own policies rather than the federal government.
U.S. District Judge Eileen Cannon denied Donald Trump's motion to dismiss the classified documents case based on the Presidential Records Act. That from MSNBC. Their take is that it was the only logical conclusion she could have reached, but her order denying Trump's motion would appear to be a win for special counsel Jack Smith at this pre-trial stage, but it still leaves plenty of room for mischief down the road. NBC notes that's because Cannon also denied Smith's request to rule on jury instructions. The reason Smith wanted her to do so was because earlier she had floated the notion of using a fringe legal view based on the Presidential Records Act in those instructions. Meantime, Virginia environmental organizations have united in opposition to Governor Glenn Youngkin's picks for the State Environmental Justice Council.
In the last 2 years, the council has been short several members, unable to reach a quorum or conduct official votes. But critics point out that most of the new appointees have strong ties to the fossil fuel industries that cause environmental harm. Tim Sawinski with the Sierra Club's Virginia chapter says there's no upside to the new appointments.
People with ties to the fossil fuel industry are not going to be helpful in initiatives that are meant to reduce pollution and improve public health, to make sure that people aren't affected by toxic air from polluting projects, toxic water from polluting projects.
The groups also say new appointees don't meet certain background requirements to be on the council. They've signed a letter asking the General Assembly to reject the appointees. Sawinski suggests instead Youngkin reappoint the people whose terms expired. I'm Edwin J. Vieira.
Based on current environmental impacts, Petersburg residents have a lifespan about a decade lower than the national average. This is Public News Service. With temporary channels open to shallow draft vessels only a week after the collapse of the Key Bridge, officials see a much slower path to accommodating larger ships.
While dismantling the collapsed bridge may seem straightforward from vantage points on land, below the surface of the Patapsco River visibility is poor and the wreckage sits in 5 feet of mud. Crews are using 3D side-scan sonar to conduct engineering analysis and plan next steps, but progress is slow. Baltimore District Army Corps of Engineers Commander Colonel Esty Pinchason says moving this kind of debris requires constant engineering reassessment.
When we lift a piece of wreckage, we have to go back in and ensure that the stability of the wreckage is the same, that the wreckage didn't shift or didn't act in a different way, because as we're going further and further down, we don't want to create a more precarious situation.
She says cranes operate so close to the wreckage that any unanticipated movement could place salvage teams at risk. Brett Pivito reporting.
Meantime, Minnesotans who have not completed their tax returns yet may be fretting about meeting the April 15th deadline. For those facing language barriers or other resource issues, the concern is even greater, but help is available.
In the Twin Cities and around Minnesota, there are free tax preparation sites staffed with multilingual volunteers, including those who speak Spanish. And the organization Copal provides plenty of tax guidance to Latino populations in the communities it serves. Copal's Claudia Lainez says that includes assisting undocumented individuals as they get ready to file their returns. Despite certain myths, she says they are required to pay taxes like everyone else.
And they pay a lot more taxes because sometimes they are not eligible for credit.
A key change this year is that these households are eligible for Minnesota's new child tax credit. I'm Mike Moen.
Finally, the milk you drink or the beef you eat may have come from a farm that rotates its livestock in a certain way to establish a healthier landscape. Wisconsin farmers who practice managed grazing have another chance for new federal funding. The USDA has announced $22 million available for regional networks of farmers who offer peer-to-peer technical assistance on the practice. When the federal funding was restored last year, Michael Field's Agricultural Institute's Margaret Crome says the demand was overwhelming.
It really wasn't a very long application period, and we still had a lot of applicants that couldn't get funded because there was just not enough money. And we anticipate that will happen again. We really want to make sure Wisconsin farmers have their organizations apply.
These waves of assistance come after a 15-year absence of federal funding for the Grazing Lands Conservation Initiative. This is Mike Clifford. Thank you for ending your week with Public News Service. Member and listener supported. Hear us on interesting radio stations, your favorite podcast platform. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
Hey, welcome back to the KCHW Morning Show. We're back from the break.
Yes.
Yeah. I ran out of stuff to say, Scott.
I'm sorry. I had to go answer the door. Somebody was beating on the doors, my neighbors, and they wanted to know if I was okay because I kept screaming, Boston! Boston!
Are you serious?
And I said, I'm doing a radio show. And then they called me the L word.
The L word? Lovable?
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
I don't think they believe me.
I'm guessing that really didn't happen.
No, it didn't. I made
okay.
that up.
That'd have been fun, though.
Yeah.
I would have loved that. You know,
I
had to go to the bathroom, and I was worried about being late, coming back to the show. And, man, I ran back here from the bathroom thinking I was gonna be late, and I was all out of breath. Still had 3 minutes left of our break. I'm like, man, why did I run? I could have, stopped and read a book or something.
Yeah. Huh. Your internal clock must be off.
It's always off, Scott. I don't have an internal one.
Did you happen to dust off that calendar and pull it out so we can take a look at birthdays for today, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday?
I did, Scott. I did. So today we have Carly Russ with a birthday. Tomorrow we have Dale Oman with a birthday.
Oman.
Yeah. And then Sunday we have Jamie Ross and Donna White with a birthday. On Monday we have Jim Carvalho. Hey, he's our neighbor. Debbie Lawrence and Bill Frisell with birthdays. And then John and Melissa McCanna have an anniversary.
All right. Applause all the way around.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. If you see me around town, point and laugh, tell them we talked about them on the radio.
Look, I added my own applause button. I want to see if it's the same one.
Okay.
A little different. A little lackluster. Meh.
Yeah.
It's lacking.
I'm not going to tell you what it sounded like to me.
It's missing. I think I know where you're going with that.
Whatever that crowd is, you can do it.
That was a yay.
Well, you don't see that every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crowd over here in Maine, much better, as you can tell.
It is, apparently.
Celebrity birthdays. Michael Moriarty from who plays Ben Stone now on Law and Order. Did a lot of scary movies in the past. 83. Max Gale from Sons and Daughters, and he was one of the cops on Barney Miller, if you're old enough to remember. He is 81. Mitch Pileggi, Sons of Anarchy, and he was the boss in the X-Files, turning 72.
Okay.
And I always say his name wrong. Rapper-producer Pharrell Williams is 51. I will not call him Pharrell.
I think it's Pharrell.
It's Pharrell.
Pharrell, yeah.
Sterling K. Brown, what a fancy name, from This Is Us, is 48. And Haley Atwell, Marvel's Agent Carter, and Mission Impossible films as well. She's 42. Mm-hmm. Lily James from Pam and Tommy Yesterday, 35. Really? They made a movie about Pam and Tommy?
Oh, I was like, Pam and Tommy. I know who that is now. Yeah. I think.
All right.
Have they made multiple movies about them?
Go ahead.
Haven't there been multiple movies about them, like documentaries? And now, yeah. Well, why?
At least bad news stories,
right?
Let's take a look at Saturday. From Taxi, Mary Lou Henner, 72. John Ratzenberger from Cheers, 77. Billy D. Williams turning 87.
No.
Michael Rooker, 87.
Wow.
He's still buff, too.
Yeah.
Michael Rooker from Guardians of the Galaxy, 69. Paul Rudd from Ant-Man, 55. Zach Braff from Scrubs, 49. Candace Cameron Burr from Fuller House is 48. Charlie McDermott from Frozen River is 34. And Peyton List, Cobra Kai, 26. Let's see. Let's hit Sunday and wrap this up. John Oates of Hall & Oates is 76, and they're right now involved in a legal battle over their music library.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hall & Oates are fighting?
Yes.
Oh, man.
All right. Director Francis Ford Coppola from Apocalypse Now, Godfather films, and more, 85. Russell Crowe, probably best known for Gladiator, 60. Philanthropist Mackenzie Scott, ex-wife of Jeff Bezos, is 54 and giving all of her money away. Love that woman.
Good, yeah.
Wish she was some.
Right.
Former NFL running back Tiki Barber, 49. Kevin Algerando from Lucifer and Southland, 48. And Nick Santos from Superstore, 45. Those
There
are
you go.
all your birthdays through the weekend. Do you want to do history for today, and then we'll go on to Goofy Holidays?
Sure, sounds good. In 1990, a Gulfport, Mississippi man discovered that his house had been stolen. Not only that, but police had escorted the thieves and the house out of town.
Oh, nice.
They just picked it up and took it. Wow. He didn't even live in an RV. 1993, Sherry Davis became the first female public address system announcer at a Major League Baseball park. She won the San Francisco Giants job over the 499 other people who auditioned. Very cool.
Wow.
1994, yeah, it was Kurt Cobain's
Skip
last
it.
day. Yeah, sorry. 1999, thieves forced an open display case at the Criminals Hall of Fame in... Wait. This is kind of funny. Well, I don't know about the last part, but thieves forced open a display case at the Criminals Hall of Fame Museum in Niagara Falls. And they walked out with a life-size wax figure of Adolf Hitler.
Huh. Would it be a funny joke if I said they're presently working on a wax figure of Donald Trump?
Oh. I just had to stop and reread that again because, Criminals opened up the case at the Criminal Hall of Fame Museum, and I was just wondering, why is there a Criminal Hall of Fame Museum?
Yeah.
I guess everyone's got to have goals in life, right? 2005, ABC News anchor Peter Jennings informed his viewers that he had lung cancer. It was his final broadcast. 2010, 29 coal miners were, geez, what is going on? These are all sad.
Yeah.
So there's a coal mine explosion in Upper Big Branch Mine in West Virginia. That's sad. And then in 2019, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson was admitted to the hospital from COVID-19.
The first thing they did was straighten his mussed up hair.
He was devastated.
All right, special events for today, and I'll let you catch Saturday. Today is Bell Bottoms Day. I wish I still had a pair.
Ooh.
It's Walk to Work Day, Student Government Day, Caramel Day, Dandelion Day. Oh, great for a Friday, Deep Dish Pizza Day. Put that on your list. And Read a Roadmap Day. Why would I do that? It's on my phone.
There you go. You know, the Deep Dish Pizza Day on Friday, our DJ tonight, Old Man Mark, he is from Chicago, and his very first day that he did his show, myself and Doug McQuain came and joined him, and he brought in a homemade deep dish pizza. I've never been a big fan of the deep dish pizza, but that one was exceptionally delicious. He did a really good job.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow.
It was fun. It was fun. So, do you want me to take Saturday?
Please.
Okay, it is Army Day, Drowsy Drivers Awareness Day, Every Day is Tag Day,
Hear it.
Yeah, right? Fresh Tomato Day, International Firewalk Day, International Pillow Fight Day, which is always fun to go around to strangers, walk around with a couple pillows and throw one at a stranger in the park and start a pillow fight. Hopefully you get the reaction you're looking for. Acai Bowl Day, DIY Day, Student Athlete Day, Love Our Children Day, Jump Over Things Day, Burrito Day, Caramel Popcorn Day, Siamese Cat Day. There's a bunch of them. Twinkie Day. Ironically, growing up, we had a Siamese cat named Twinkie. So, Twinkers, this day's for you. Miss you.
Wow.
Tangible Karma Day, Teflon Day, and World Table Tennis Day.
All right, I'm going to play this twice. I had no idea it was Burrito Day, but wow, I did a burrito montage.
Did you get one of them burritos too, man?
Hello, neighbor.
Did you just throw a burrito out your window?
No. What did the bad man do? The motorcycle on the bridge. I hit him with a burrito.
I mean, I got you a beef and bean burrito.
Oh, come on now. Where's my burrito? What's wrong with you? What kind of place is this?
Sorry, everyone. I had that bean burrito for lunch. Okay, I'm all right now. Sorry.
Burrito Day. All right, coming up Sunday. Special events and goofy holidays. International Beaver Day, International Day of Reflection on the 1994 Rwanda Genocide, Metric System Day, Coffee Cake Day, No Housework Day, Pet Health Insurance Day. Who can afford that?
Right.
Public Television Day, World Health Day, World Health Organization Day, and National Beer Day. International Beer Day is in August. This is National Beer Day.
Don't get the two confused.
Yes.
Yep.
That's too many days, but here's Chuck with the number of the day.
That is 75. Those are the percentage of parents who say they're too busy to read bedtime stories to their children. Oh.
No.
No. You got to make the time.
You are a horrible parent.
Yeah, right? It doesn't have to be much. It can be 5 minutes. You can't make 5 minutes to read a
wow.
What does it take to read a chapter of a book or a small little children's story? 5 minutes, maybe. Yeah.
All right. Moving on to entertainment. Got a couple new movies coming to theaters this weekend. First one, Chuck, are you with me? You want to tell them about the first one? I can't believe it.
I am, and this one I'm actually really excited about. It looks good, and they've done a great job with the filmography. It really looks like it was done in the 70s. They did this sort of vintagey sort of look to it. This is The First Omen. It's a prequel to the classic horror film The Omen. This movie follows Margaret, an American woman who uncovers a sinister plot involving the birth of the Antichrist.
Also in theaters this weekend, Monkey Man, starring Dave Patel. This action thriller follows a young man seeking revenge for his mother's death, who becomes a symbol of hope for the oppressed.
Okay. And How to Date Billy Walsh. This is on Prime Video. Follows a pair of childhood friends, Amelia and Archie. Archie's always kept his love for her a secret, but just as he builds up the courage to declare his feelings, Amelia falls for Billy Walsh, the new transfer student.
Oh man,
poor Archie.
This is a lot of angst.
Yeah. The old story.
On Netflix, the new one this weekend is Scoop, the behind-the-scenes story of women who negotiated with the Buckingham Palace establishment to secure the scoop of the decade that was the public catalyst for the downfall of Prince Andrew.
Wow. Maybe I guess I haven't been following along. Prince Andrew has had a downfall?
Yeah. Just a little.
I don't even know. I haven't been paying attention. So the Antisocial Network, Memes to Mayhem. This is on Netflix. From Rick rolling to viral conspiracy theories, explore how an anonymous website evolved into a hub for real-world chaos in this documentary.
Oh.
I wonder which anonymous website it was.
Is that the Antisocial or Truth Social?
I don't know. Maybe it was anonymous. Isn't that
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, Antisocial. I get it. All right, you a fan of the new Dune movies?
I watched the first one once, and I honestly don't remember it.
All right.
Yeah.
It kind of left me like I felt like it was too much buildup.
Yeah.
But since the new one is out, I went and watched the first one again, and it was a lot better.
Was it?
The second time I watched it. I'm going to see number 2, and now because of the, great ticket sales, Dune 3 is now in development. So we are going to get another sequel on that one.
Well, I know they'd originally planned for the 3. So it was going to be what do you call it? A triple feature? I guess not a triple feature, but
a trifecta?
Yeah, sure.
A trilogy.
A trilogy. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, living up to David Lynch is a little difficult. His vision was odd, to say the least. And the first one was so weird and such an ingrained part of my childhood. It's kind of weird to think of it as Dune,
I can't remember the name of the actor in the new one that plays the fat guy that floats around and is just a nemesis.
Yeah, that's yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the guy from the original, comparing the two movies, the guy from the original, way more scary. The guy in the new one, he's scary and he does a good job. But when after I watched that first installment of the trilogy, I went back and watched the original Dune and just kind of comparing the two and how the stories were following each other. And I would say the original guy that played Baron Harkonnen, he was far more scary.
And just gross. Like just grotesque.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Disgusting. It was the new one.
What was it? Peter Skarsgård, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Chris Pine, who has done 3 movies as Captain Kirk, 3 theater movies as Captain Kirk, is in a new quirky stoner comedy, which doesn't seem like it fits him very well. It's called Pool Man. It was released Thursday. All right.
That actually looks like it might be kind of funny.
Yeah.
I don't know if I go see it in the theaters, but I'll wait till it comes out.
Also starring Annette Bening and Danny DeVito. And then the last bit of news I had on this is a lot of aging bands, aging musicians like to sell their catalogs for one last cash grab. Maybe they're not at the top of the charts anymore, and they're not making the money like they used to, and royalties are just really died off for artists with the advent of the MP3. Kiss is the latest band to cash out for $300 million. Legendary rock band Kiss has made a monumental decision, selling their brand, music catalog, and their likenesses.
That is a heck of a retirement plan, though.
Yeah, $300 million to Pop House Entertainment. Do you remember when Kiss was on Scooby-Doo?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So who knows what could happen now? They're selling their likenesses, so AI is going to be able to do anything they want with the band.
That's crazy.
And their brand went along with it, and the whole music catalog. That's I wonder what's going to be created through that. I'm excited.
I don't know. Well, James Earl Jones has done the same thing with his voice. He has sold the rights to his voice and likeness, which might be interesting or horrible. I don't know.
Well, it's probably an important step for the Star Wars franchise, at least, to be able to have that, to be able to use it going forward, and be able to use his voice once he passes on and stuff. So
there is one here I want to talk about too. Maggie Gyllenhaal is going to be she's going to be directing the new Frankenstein's Bride movie that's coming out. I love Maggie Gyllenhaal, big fan of hers. And Jessie Buckley is going to be the Bride of Frankenstein. Christian Bale is going to be Frankenstein. Which is interesting. Yeah, it's their first time together with Maggie Gyllenhaal since Dark Knight. Peter Sarsgaard, again, mentioned him a second ago. I didn't even see his name there until just now. He's also going to be in it. Annette Bening, again, Penelope Cruz, and Julianne Hough. And it's
that's going to be a big Frankenstein movie with big stars.
Right.
Very cool.
It says it promises a wild ride as it explores a lonely Frankenstein's journey to 1930s Chicago to create a companion.
I
wonder
if that'd work for me.
It's been a long time since we've had a good Frankenstein movie.
It is. All right, let's wrap up this day, take you right into the weekend, and hopefully make you giggle a little.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing.
Be afraid.
You look mighty pretty when you get mad.
Thank you.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
Enjoy the show. Please enjoy the show.
Enjoy it.
Kicking off the odd news with the news attack. First sentence true, second sentence bad joke. And Chuck, you are
There
up
you go.
first like usual.
The upcoming hurricane season is expected to be a busy one, Scott. Mother Nature looked at our vacation plans and thought, yeah, let's spice things up a bit.
The cheering here is coming from the Weather Channel, whose ratings have been slumping.
Yay, ratings boost. All right, go ahead, take the next one.
Sure. Okay. Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan claims the illegal aliens could be hiding out in local schools. Jim's plan: replace hall monitors with Border Patrol.
That wouldn't surprise me. Yeah. This study found
He does kind of look like he's from another place.
Another planet, perhaps.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
A study found that we're still not eating enough nuts and seeds. But do the sesame seeds on the bun of my double bacon cheeseburger count?
Definitely count.
I think so. I think so, right? Yeah. I'm just saying.
A study found that medical marijuana users are twice as likely to experience a type of acute heart stress that resembles a heart attack. What do they prescribe for it? Medical marijuana.
There you go. It's the circle of life, Scott.
Yeah, it's all in your head.
Researchers say if you've inherited the likelihood of heart disease from your parents, you can effectively override your genes by living a healthy lifestyle. Of course, if you also inherited a comfy couch and a lifetime supply of nachos, you, sir, are in trouble.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
According to British researchers, 70% of women require up to 20 minutes to decide whether or not to order dessert. So that's what they're talking about in the bathroom.
Should we get the cheesecake or the tiramisu?
Well, let's get that in 2 forks.
Yeah. Pardon me.
All right. I think it's you.
And I was coughing. In a global study of a 4-day work weeks, 97% of participants said they like to keep it that way. The other 3% were promoted to management.
All right, on to wacky but true. Don't add anything to these stories, but sound effects from movies and television shows. First one up, man in India has become known as the election king for his remarkable streak of 238 election losses. Despite his consistent defeats, K. Padamaran remains undeterred, viewing each election as an opportunity to inspire others with his unwavering perseverance.
Wow.
Having first entered the political arena in 1998, K has faced notable figures like Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Yet he continues to embrace his losses as a badge of honor. His closest brush with victory came in 2011 when he garnered over 6,000 votes in a General Assembly race, fueling his determination to keep running. As he gears up for his 239th election, this time vying for a parliamentary seat, Kay says his focus remains on the journey rather than the destination.
That's really the fun part anyway.
So he's lost 239 elections. I have a feeling he's this guy.
I am smart. I am smart. S-M-R-T. I mean S-M-A-R-T.
Pretty much. You know it. Nobody likes you.
Right? Just stop.
Yes.
So this is a little closer to home. In a string of daring heists in Bellevue, Washington, police are on the lookout for 2 elusive thieves who have been targeting vacant homes in the area. Criminals have been making off with high-end appliances and other valuable items, leaving homeowners and real estate agents on high alert. Over the past 2 months, authorities have responded to 8 incidents involving brazen burglars. The suspect seems to have an eye for homes under construction or up for sale, taking advantage of the vacancies to carry out their illicit activities. Wow.
Ooh. All right. I focused on the word bandit for this.
Yeah.
Bandit.
Now remember, we're the wet bandits. Wet bandits. And
Shut up!
All right, let's go. Remember, if this makes the papers, we're no longer the wet bandits. We're the sticky bandits.
Hello, Mr. Bandit.
You know, one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life, and I wish I would have gotten the video from my coworker at the time. We were working for a property management company, remodeling a rental unit. We were redoing the kitchen, and we took the stove and we put it out on the back porch, and there was an alley back behind there. It was not in a great neighborhood. This guy came running across the yard, little skinny, scrawny, guy picked up the stove with his bare hands, ran across the yard. Like, I couldn't believe the guy could pick it up and actually run carrying a full-size stove, and it was an old stove, one of those heavy ones. Threw it like it was nothing on the handlebars of his bicycle and went pedaling down the alleyway. Just smooth as silk, like he'd done it a million times. And it was the most amazing. I wasn't even mad. I didn't even stop him.
That was impressive.
Yeah, we got it on video, and we were just so in awe of what we just saw that it was incredible. Huh.
Sounds like drugs were involved, though.
I think they were, Scott. I think they were. High likelihood.
Yeah. All right. I saw this Jersey Shore, and then I knew there was a TV show, so I got scared, but it's something different. Okay. As the Jersey Shore gears up for beach season this year, volunteers with the Clean Ocean Action are once again preparing to tackle the weird and wacky items that wash up on the sandy shores. Last year's cleanup yielded some truly eyebrow-raising finds, from voodoo dolls to food fryers. The 2023 report released by the environmental group documented over 176,000 items collected along the 127 miles of coast, with plastic items making up nearly 80% of the total garbage. Among the more bizarre discoveries were a Baby Yoda doll. Wow. Mm-hmm. Severed Barbie head.
I mean,
a 50-pound bag of rice, and another food fryer. Let's not forget the personal grooming items like electrical razors and body hair removers that were left behind in the sand. It's disgusting.
Why are people bringing some of these things to the beach?
Definitely.
Ta-da! Chewy plastic ring.
Plastic. Oh, not again. Dang it. Those things are so lifelike. Curse you, plastic moldsman.
And a plastic steak. And a rubber ducky. And a yo-yo.
It's just a doll. It's just a stupid little plastic doll.
That's action figure.
I prefer to keep my severed Barbie heads in my desk drawer like a normal person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They work great on the end of a pencil.
Right? With a whole cup full of them in a pencil holder. When Christy Barr woke up at her home in Jacksonville, Florida, she found her car parked in her driveway was severely damaged. She called the sheriff. Deputies pointed to her security camera and asked to see the video to see if they could identify the culprit in the act. They could. It shows a cat running to the car to hide in the engine compartment, 2 dogs tearing up the car to get at it. Her insurance company gave a preliminary damage estimate of $3,000.
Wow. I saw the video. I mean, it's another one. There was one a couple months ago, too. I mean, these dogs, they're big dogs. They're literally tearing bumpers off the car.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know they could do that. It's pretty impressive.
There was one, it was a video that went viral years ago. It was a moose that was ramming the side of somebody's car. Just really got angry at this car sitting in their driveway. Ram. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, gosh, that looks really familiar. And I go look out the window, and there's my neighbor's car all smashed up. And I'm like, that was my neighbor. Yeah. Yeah. Cool stuff.
All right. For the dogs.
What are corn dogs? Cheap sausages dipped in batter and deep fried. You know, American.
Boss, head man, top dog, big cheese, a head honcho.
Captain, look at this.
You do have all the characteristics of a dog, Gary. All except loyalty.
Sorry. You know dogs. They go wherever they want to go. Unless they're dead.
I love dogs. The dogs kids love to bite.
Now, each Armor hot dog comes with a car.
That reminds me, I have some of those mini corn dogs in my freezer.
Corn dog.
They've been in there a while. Probably not good.
All right. Last story. We go back to Washington State. All right. We're almost up there with Florida.
Right? The Washington man.
Clerk at the store in Kent, Washington, had several customers in line about 8 a.m., but noticed when a man bypassed checkout carrying a bottle of booze and was heading for the door. Clerk called after the man to say he had to pay for the bottle, but the man ignored him and kept walking. He was in enough of a hurry that he didn't notice who was actually standing in line. Couple uniformed cops. They went after him. When they caught up and realized who had grabbed him, the man asked for a break.
Wow.
Can we take a break? Really? But the officers not only had the man red-handed in theft, including a couple of burritos he had slipped into his pockets, but a computer check found there was a warrant out for his arrest in another matter.
Wow.
Did you get one of them burritos too, man?
Hello, neighbor.
Did you just throw a burrito out your window?
No. What did the bad man do? The motorcycle on the bridge. I hit him with a burrito.
I mean, I got you a beef and bean burrito.
Oh, come on now. Where's my burrito? What's wrong with you? What kind of place is this?
Sorry, everyone. I had that bean burrito for lunch. Okay, I'm all right now. Sorry.
I would be all right after a burrito.
Do you have? My question now is: you said you had some corn dogs after the last sound effect. Do you have any burritos?
Of course, we have frozen. We have teenagers. Of course, we have frozen burritos in our freezer.
All right. I'll be there in about 12 hours.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. Perfect.
All right, hey, buddy. What's on the radio tonight?
On the radio tonight, we have a window that's not open here. So we have 6 to 8 p.m. is the best classic rock and more with Old Man Mark. He's going to be live in the studio. We talked about him. He plays some great classic rock and psychedelic music. Then from 8 to 10, we're going to be stuck in the psychedelic era with the Hermit. Then sticking around with the Hermit for Days of Confusion from 10 to 11. So it is Psychedelic Rock Friday right here on KCHW.
Some of the coolest classic rock you can listen to. All evening. All right, very nice.
You know, and I really like Mark. He digs out some obscure stuff. You know, some B-sides and some stuff that you haven't heard a lot of. So,
and that's being a former employee of the classic rock station, that's kind of what people crave. I remember when I worked there, we'd take some heat sometimes because, you know, it's corporate. So it's the playlist is very managed. It's not like KCHW, like when guys get to do shows and curate their own music and stuff. And we'd get a lot of complaints for not going deep enough on those classic rock albums. So true fans of classic rock music, I mean, I was at the end of that era growing up, and we loved the entire album. Mm-hmm. You didn't buy just one track like you do nowadays. And a lot of times nowadays, if you were to download everything that's on their current release for their what they would call an album, there's going to be a lot of fluff tracks. But back in the day, some albums were complete stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and you didn't just buy an album to listen to one song. You listened to the whole thing and got into the whole thing. So that's very cool. Glad he's on board with us.
And I love some of the experimental stuff they did. I know in the early 80s, Flaming Lips, they released a 5-album set that you're supposed to play all together at the same time. But
that's a tough one.
If you get them just a second off, they sound bizarre. But if you get them just right, it's really kind of fun.
Weird.
Yeah.
Weird. Yeah. I've never even heard that one before.
Yeah. It's interesting. They were, I don't know if you're a Flaming Lips fan or know who the Flaming Lips are, but they've been around for a while, and very bizarre but really fun band. They did a concert during COVID, enclosed in plastic bubbles.
Oh, nice.
And then they crowd surfed over the audience in their plastic bubbles.
Oh, you're totally safe with us.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
All right. All this week long, if we take a quick look before we wrap it up with the events from the weekend, all this week long, 49 Degrees North has been doing a food drive. So if you're headed that way, take some food along with or visit their website and find out what they're looking for. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow morning, between 9 and 4, you'll meet at let me get the right window open, you'll meet at the golf course. And it's the Gold Hill Trail party. If you want to help get that new trail cleaned up for spring, they're going to meet at 9 o'clock at the Chua Golf and Country Club, and then they'll be working on that trail between 9 and 4. Mm-hmm. Let's see, Colville Valley Animal Sanctuary vaccination clinic going on Saturday from 9:30 to 1, a little longer than normal. Mm-hmm. That's at 501 Old Arden Highway.
There you go.
And then it's karaoke at Fired Up Pizza, and I guess there's a special dinner, Spring Moon dinner, and some featured artists up at the ski hill on Saturday night as well. So
right. Oh, and then I'm sorry. So I didn't mean to interrupt.
I just said few things to do. That's fine.
Yeah. And then the Blues and Brews Jam on Sunday at 4 with Doug McQuain from right here from KCHW, and we got a new one this morning. It's a ways off, but it sounds like a fun one. This is a event open to the public. It is in Kettle Falls, Washington on May 11th. It is the Northeast Washington Mushroom Festival.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah. So there's education about different wild mushrooms, teaching you how to forage for those edible mushrooms and do tastings of different edible mushrooms, and children's activities and vendors and trading people. It's going to be it seems like kind of a fun one.
All right. And if you consider yourself an artist, time is ticking away to get signed up for Chihuahua's Got Talent 6. It's another Star Wars theme. May the 4th be with you. And, of course, happening on May the 4th. Your host this year, taking the stage, Chuck Ritchie.
Yay! No, I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be your host.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We still have lots of spaces available. We have probably 20 or so people signed up so far. Hoping to at least double or triple that. Let's triple that number.
Yeah. Take some time this weekend. ChihuahuasGotTalent.com, or you can go to our website. There's a link there, too, if it's a little easier, kchw.org or northernlightspublicradio.org. All of them will lead you to that link and get you signed up, and then Chuck will be in touch with you.
Yeah.
And as a host, Chuck, you've got some shoes to fill. You're joining the likes of myself and Joe Wilzinski.
That's right. Those are hard shoes to fill.
So me and Joe both have hosted that. It is a good time. I've actually, as a host there, been moved to tears.
Oh,
that's what's happening on stage. So it'll be a great night. You're gonna love it.
I've had just a couple of the stories of people that are signing up that have already done that. I told you about one earlier, and it was kind of moving. Some of the stories people have behind what they're doing, and share it. We want to see it. It doesn't, what I've said it before. I would love to have a magic act. That's, for some reason, it's stuck in my head as something I really would love to see. So far we have a multitude of musicians. We have comedians. We have a poet. We have people playing with fire, which we'll probably have to not do the actual fire. We'll have to figure out a way to do that. But we've got some cool stuff signed up. But we've got plenty of space for lots more. We probably have about 20 people or so signed up so far. Like I said, and would like to have a lot more. And I just realized, Scott, we don't have the sign-up forms actually on our website. We have the link to get on the list to get those sign-up forms. But we should probably throw those. Can we throw those sign-up forms themselves on the website?
We sure can. Go
Yeah.
ahead and send me a copy of that, and I will post it. I will post it. I am gone the rest of today, but I'll get it up there for you on Saturday.
Perfect. And I'll get those up on social media later today and do a
That's
repost
probably
on that.
an easy. Can you post a form on Facebook? I'm not quite sure.
I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm sure we could probably post a link or something, or
all right.
We'll
Yeah,
figure
get
it
it
out.
to me, and I'll get it up on the website, and then I'll post on Facebook that it's up there. So maybe check back if you're interested in that. Go ahead and sign up with Chuck so that we have your name and email address. That's the big thing, and we will get you the sign up form. So go to chihuahuasgottalent.com or the website, like we said, kchw.org, northernlightspublicradio.com, and get us your name so that we know you're interested and we have your contact info. We will make sure you have a form. When is the deadline to sign up?
The deadline is April 15th. We have 10 days left to sign up for that. So,
right then, tryouts are going to be, am I correct in assuming, of the 2 Saturdays before the show? So the 20th, the 27th.
Exactly.
And then if you make it into the show, you'll have a dress rehearsal on the 3rd and the live show on the 4th. We do a run through.
Actually,
very important.
that is all going to be on the day of the 4th. There is another event happening in the theater, and we do not have the access to the theater until the morning of the 4th.
So you're going to do a run through in the daytime and then the show that night.
Yep. It'll be tech day and everything all figured out that same day. So
good luck.
So it's going to be, right?
Somebody's going to be running to Spokane for something. I can guarantee that.
Oh yeah. We're hoping that
plan that in advance.
Yeah. It's going to be a crazy day. So.
All right, coming up fast, as we said, don't wait. Chuck's still working on prize money, and see if you still want to get involved and be a sponsor, donate some prize money to the kids. Feel free to give them a call, 509-935-6627, or send a message through Facebook, 509-935-6627. Anything else, Chuck?
I just wanted to add to that, even if you're not a business, if you're an individual and you want to contribute 10, 15, 20, $50 to the prize money, we would happily throw that in there.
I've had folks like the Evans and the Ludwigs donate cash to that in the past before too.
The Ludwigs have donated to that prize money. So
again, all right.
Yeah,
well,
absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Perfect.
All right. One more question.
What's that?
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
I'd like to start the weekend now. Can we, Chuck?
Yes, let's start the weekend. Goodbye, everybody.
It's KCHW 102.7. Have a great one and be safe out there. Northern Lights Public Radio.
Surprise!
I don't know how to put this, but kind of a big deal.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy.